Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Freedom Off-Road adjustable rear track bar for 0 to 4 inch lifts fitting 2009 and newer Ram 1500s. If you've got a lift on your truck, adding a track bar to the rear end is a great way to make sure that your truck is able to get aligned properly, keep putting the power down, and most importantly, avoid the dreaded death wobble. Now this one from Freedom Off-Road is an affordable adjustable rear track bar that's going to improve your driving experience and help keep your truck on the straight and narrow. Now, one of the most common issues that pops up when folks lift their truck is that the rear axle becomes off-center because you're messing with that suspension geometry. So not only does that mess with your alignment, but it can also cause other issues with steering, death wobble, and more. And even if you're not running a lift, an adjustable track bar like this, also known as a panhard bar, can help keep your truck's axle aligned and stable, making it all that much better to drive both on and off-road. This bar from Freedom Off-Road is set up to accommodate trucks from stock ride height up to 4 inches of lift. You've got plenty of adjustability here too. Make sure that you won't have any alignment issues that you might have previously experienced. Adjustment is pretty easy too. Everything is right here. Though we would recommend leaving that type of expert adjustment to the professionals. If you've got this properly set up on your truck, you're going to again avoid that death wobble, you're going to avoid binding in the rear end, and just general issues that can come with the suspension geometry of that solid rear axle. And the added strength and adjustability over stock here is going to keep things working the way they're intended so you can just enjoy the driving experience. Now, as you can see, construction here is all steel and it's designed to take a beating. This is a pretty heavy piece. You can see just how thick this is, so you know that it's going to be strong. It's all finished off with this nice black powder coat, so it's going to be resistant to rust and corrosion for a long time to come as well. And you've got hardened rubber bushings on both ends to keep out any slop, help keep things where they should be without sacrificing all of the ride quality. Now, these bushings are rubber like your stock bushings, but they're quite a bit stiffer than those factory units, and they're going to work with the bar itself to help keep everything in alignment. So this is a really high strength setup overall, and it's definitely going to be able to take whatever you can throw at it. Plus, you can rest easy knowing that it is a bolt-on upgrade, so there's no need to modify anything underneath of the truck, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. First, I want to talk about the price. Coming in at around $200, it's not really a huge bill. Definitely worth it in my eyes for the improvement and the peace of mind that you're getting, especially since you have all of that adjustability. Now, installation is going to come in at a 1 out of 3 on the difficulty meter, and it should only take you about an hour to get it done. Again, this is a totally bolt-on operation, just 2 bolts right here on either end. But keep in mind that this is going to affect your alignment, and you should plan to get this adjusted and have the truck totally aligned once you're done with this. Wouldn't recommend driving it around for very long after that. And for that reason, we often recommend taking the truck to a professional if you're going to install this. But if you feel so inclined, the actual installation of the part is quite simple. And to show you exactly what's involved, let's head on over to the install bay right now.
Tools required for this install include an impact gun, an adjustable wrench, a 21mm wrench, a 21mm socket, a swivel socket, a tape measure, and pole jacks or jack stands. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a rear track bar on our Ram, so let's get right to it. So our first step is going to be to remove our stock track bar. Now we have a 21mm bolt and 21mm nut on this side, as well as a 21mm bolt and a tab nut on the other side. So we can get 21mm socket on that side, 21mm socket and 21mm wrench on this side, and we can get this out. So now on this side, we don't have much room next to our exhaust pipe here, so I'm going to get a swivel socket and 21mm wrench on the back. And now we can slide out our top bolt and remove our track bar. So now that we have our stock track bar out, we can go ahead and make sure it's the same length as our adjustable one. Now you are going to need an alignment after this anyway, but this will get it straight enough so that you can get to the alignment shop with no problems. So we'll measure from the center of our bearing. And then ours is about 1/4 inch shorter, so we can loosen these nuts And then once we have the size we want, we can go ahead, tighten down our nut, and then get an adjustable wrench to snug it down completely. And now we're ready to get this back in the truck. So now we can get our track bar into the truck and then reinstall our 21mm bolt and nut on this side and our 21mm bolt and tab nut on the back side. So when you're tightening the two bolts on our track bar, you want to make sure that your suspension is under load. So if you're on a lift like us, you can grab some pole jacks and put some pressure up on the axle. If you're doing it in your driveway on some jack stands, you can lower the truck back down onto the ground and fully tighten your bolts there. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Freedom Off-Road Adjustable Rear Track Bar for 0 to 4-inch lift for your 2009 to current Ram 1500. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.